So I had a client who was looking at both Gaithersburg and Germantown. Same budget, same wish list. They liked both areas. And at the end of the process, they chose Gaithersburg. The reason? One word: schools. That was it. Everything else was close enough that it came down to that single factor. And honestly, that's how tight this comparison is. These two areas sit right next to each other along the 270 corridor. They share a lot of the same DNA. And depending on what you prioritize, either one could be the right call. But I have to tell you, something just happened with the school situation that changes this whole conversation in a major way. But I'll get to that in a minute. First, let me break down the real differences: the housing, the vibe, the food, the schools, the commute, so you can figure out which one fits your lifestyle. Not which one is better, but which one is better for you. Let's start with the thing everyone wants to know. What can I actually afford? So Gaithersburg has a median home price sitting around $540,000. So if you're looking in neighborhoods like Kentlands or near downtown Crown, you could easily be in the 600,000 plus range. The housing stock here is a mix. You have older established neighborhoods, townhomes, condos, and some newer construction. It leans slightly older overall, but that also means you'll find more variety and more character. Now, Germantown, it is significantly more affordable. The median is around $395 to $450, depending on the source. That's $100,000 to $170,000 difference from Gaithersburg. And for that lower price, you're often getting more house, bigger lots, more square footage, a little more new construction. Germantown has a lot of planned communities and move-in ready homes that are perfect for growing families who need that space. You can find both townhomes and single family homes in either area. But if your budget is $500,000 and you want the most house for your money, Germantown is where that budget stretches furthest. Gaithersburg has a more curated suburban feel with genuine neighborhood character. When I've toured different neighborhoods here, one thing that stands out is how friendly the neighbors are. People actually wave. People actually talk to each other. So you've got Kentlands, which is this beautiful, urbanist, walkable community. Lakelands, which is really nice. And then Rio, Washingtonian Center, and Rio, which gives you that outdoor shopping and dining energy. There's a downtown feel to parts of Gaithersburg that Germantown doesn't really have. Germantown is more spread out. It's quieter. It's the kind of place where you have space to breathe. The energy is less let's go out and more let's stay in. But what Germantown lacks in walkable retail, it makes up for in green spaces and nature. Black Hill Regional Park is right there, over 2,000 acres of trails, a lake, Bolton. You have Butler's Orchard is a 300-acre family farm that's been around for over 75 years. Most residents in Montgomery County will take their kids there, whether it's strawberry picking in the fall for the pumpkin festivals, the whole thing. I mean, it's a Montgomery County tradition. Gaithersburg give you that curated suburban lifestyle with retail and dine-in. And Germantown gives you more nature, space, and a slower rhythm. Now, this is where Germantown surprises people. Gaithersburg has the more obvious food scene. You've got Rio, you've got the chain restaurants, and you've got some real gems. Gemelli's Italian Market has mouth-watering subs. Gardenia's, I mean, I love that spot. The owners are so friendly. It's a family-owned restaurant, mom and pop type of place, and the food is amazing. It's really good. But Germantown food scene, it is seriously underrated. And I mean seriously. It has a lot of hole-in-the-wall type of spots. I mean, you've got incredible Jamaican restaurants, Trinidadian spots, and I'm being a little bit biased because I'm from the Caribbean. Amazing Indian food. The diversity of the food there, it just doesn't get the credit it deserves. And then there's the Dutch market. If you know, you know. It's amazing. Most people looking from the outside assume Gaithersburg wins on the food scene because of Rio and the more visible dine-in scene. But if you're someone who likes discovering hidden gems and authentic international cuisine, Germantown, it might actually surprise you. Okay, this is the section I told you about at the top. Because if you've been paying any attention to Montgomery County news lately, you know the schools conversation just got turned upside down. Let me start with what's been true for a long time. Gaithersburg has Quince Orchid High School, which is one of the most sought after high schools in Montgomery County, especially when you start going further north. Niche.com gives it a 8 plus overall grade. It ranks 23 among all public high schools in Maryland. Grade school rated an 8 out of 10. It has a 71% AP participation rate and a 90% graduation rate. And for the sports families, it's a football powerhouse with 5 state championships, etc., etc., etc. Germantown has solid schools, but none that carry the same name recognition or ranking as Quince or Orchid. For a lot of families, though, that difference alone tips the scale. That was literally the deciding factor for my client. Now, here's the big news. Crown High School, a brand new $180 million high school, is being built in Gaithersburg right now on Fields Road near downtown Crown. So 5 stories, state-of-the-art, solar panels, geothermal energy, capacity for 2,200 students with room to expand to 2,700. It's scheduled to open for the 2027-2028 school year. But here's the part that has the entire county talking. On March 26th, the Montgomery County Board of Education, they voted 7-1 to move the entire school body of Wootton High School from Rockville to Crown High School. For those who don't know, Wootton is in Rockville. It's one of the most well-regarded high schools in Montgomery County. But the building, it's in rough shape. We're talking HVAC issues, leaks, the whole works. Now, the school system says it would cost about $300 million to renovate, money that they don't have. So instead of opening Crown as a brand new standalone school, the plan is to relocate Wootton students to the Crown building. The old Wootton building in Rockville would then be used as a temporary holding school for other schools going through renovations. Now, this is hugely controversial. Parents in Rockville, they're furious. Many of them, they bought homes specifically to be in Wootton district, and I know of a few. Some families, they are now looking at 15 to 20 minutes commute by car or bus just to get their kids to school in Gaithersburg instead of walking down the street. Now, a parent advocacy group has already retained a law firm to challenge the decision. So what does this mean for this Gaithersburg versus Germantown conversation? If this holds, there could be legal challenges. Gaithersburg is about to get a brand new state-of-the-art high school carrying the reputation of one of the most sought-after student bodies in the county. That's a significant addition to Gaithersburg's already strong school profile with Quince Orchard. But I want to be real with you. This is not settled. If you're buying in Gaithersburg right now, specifically because of Crown, understand that there's still a little bit of uncertainty. Pay attention to the news. I'll keep you updated as things develop. Either way, even without Crown in the picture, Gaithersburg already wins with the school conversation over Germantown because of Quince Orchard. And Crown just potentially widened that gap. So Gaithersburg wins with this one, and it's not really close. So Gaithersburg sits closer to DC and closer to major employers like AstraZeneca. So the big advantage, the MARC train. Old Town Gaithersburg has a MARC station that gets you into DC's Union Station. That's a game changer if you work downtown. Germantown is further up the 270 corridor, which means a longer commute during rush hour. So if you work in DC or lower Montgomery County, you're adding 15 to 20 minutes each way compared to Gaithersburg. That adds up. Now, if you work remotely or your job is along the 270 corridor, Rockville, Frederick, wherever, Germantown's commute disadvantage basically disappears. But if you're going into DC 5 days a week, Gaithersburg is the smarter play here. Now, here's how I break it down. Pick Gaithersburg if you want walkable neighborhoods with character. Kentlands, Lakelands, Rio area. Schools are a top priority, and you want to be in the QC high school feeder pattern or potentially Crown starting in 2027. You commute to DC or lower Montgomery County and you want a shorter drive or MARC train access. You want a mix of urban and suburban energy. Your budget starts at $500,000. Now pick Germantown if your budget is between $350,000 to $500,000, maybe slightly over that, and you want the most house for your money. If you have a growing family and you need space, bedrooms, yards, the square footage. If you work remotely or along the 270 corridor, quarter. If you love outdoor activities and you want places like Butler's Orchard and Black Hill Regional Park in your backyard. If you're okay with trading a downtown feel for a quieter, more spread out suburban pace, Germantown is the place for you. But neither one is the wrong choice. They're just right for different people. Now, if you're trying to decide between Gaithersburg and Germantown or anywhere else in Montgomery County, I can help you figure out which one fits your specific situation, what you can afford, what your commute looks like, which schools serve your address. And of course, that's always changing, especially now. But that's what I do every day. Links in the description if you want to connect. And if you want the bigger picture on what it's like to live in Montgomery County overall, watch my pros and cons of living in Montgomery County video right here. I don't hold back. I'll see you in the next one.